Morning. I just got back from the MIAA basketball tournament where I was conducting my ethnographic study, and I am whipped. I've never done one of these before, as I said last week. It's exhausting, and I was only there for a few days. Being totally immersed in a culture, observing everything possible, taking notes on everything. This right here, this is my file of information from that tournament. I have two yellow legal pads full of notes from observations, from interviews. I have 15 interviews I did, I think 15 or 16 that I did at the tournament, recorded, filed, that are going to need to be transcribed. It was a lot of fun. It's really interesting to dig down into a group, see how they communicate, see how leadership evolves, see how they form teams, how they become a cohesive unit, or if they become a cohesive unit. I'm not even really sure how to pull it all out yet. It's going to take me a couple of days just to get away from it and decompress. But it was really a very fulfilling experience, and I encourage you, if you ever get a chance, look into doing an ethnographic study. Now, typically these are done over a much longer period of time, but if you're going to look at a group that's doing a production of a basketball tournament, it doesn't take a lot of time. You have to go with the time that you're allotted. So that was the purpose of my study, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it. So hopefully, as you read about ethnographic research, it sounded a little appealing to you. All right. Having said that, I thought I might have some time to catch up on grading during breaks and such. No such luck. I was going from 9 a.m. till midnight every day from last Tuesday through Saturday. Yesterday we had the championship games, so I was there all day for those. So I'm a little bit behind on my grading, and I do apologize. I'm going to be working on that over the next couple of days to get all of that caught up. Fortunately, this week you're reading about case study research. I've gotten to conduct one of these and publish a paper on a case study. It is very interesting. It's one of the methods that I was really familiar with coming out of college. But in a case study, you're looking at one singular case at one specific point in time. So you're not looking at comparing much or many different instances or things like that. You're just looking at one specific case happening at one specific time. So, for example, I got my bachelor's degree in public relations, and one of the cases we looked at in dealing with crisis communication was the Tylenol cyanide scare from, I don't remember what year it was now, but it was how Tylenol dealt with that particular case. It wasn't looking at how Tylenol dealt with falling sales or how Tylenol dealt with new packaging or new regulations. It's how they dealt with that scare from somebody lacing their capsules with cyanide, how they dealt with it, how they handled their media relations, and their response. Okay, so that's what you do with a case study, is look at the communication from what happened in that instance. But you'll read about that this week. The only assignment you have, we're getting ready to go into spring break. The only assignment you have is to go to discussion board and do post number 3. And that is, which method do you prefer? So after you've gotten through this week, you'll have gotten through all 5 of the qualitative research methods. And tell me, which method would you prefer? Which, if you had to choose one method and you had to do one research paper, you had to write one thesis, which method would you go with and why? That's it for this week. And then next week we take off, we have a nice spring break, and then we come back in and we finish strong. All right? If you have any questions, as always, shoot me an email or give me a call. I have had a couple of requests for a sample paper for your final paper. I'm going to try and dig a couple of those up that did really well in the past. Of course, I'll take out their names and things, but I'll try and find a couple of those to share with you. With your final project, really what we're looking at is the introduction. So what is the case, or what is the issue that you're wanting to study? Why do you want to study it? What has been done with it in the past? So there'll be a little bit of literature to it, but you're not doing a full-blown literature review. So just the introduction, and then you'll tell me what your research questions are, what it is you're wanting to find out, or if you've got a hypothesis, what that hypothesis is. And then the big part of this is laying out your methodology. What method are you going to use? Why are you going to use it? How are you getting your sample? Why have you chosen this sample? That sort of thing. Okay, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. All right, so again, any questions, call or email, and have a great week.